We had the opportunity to build a pretty unique project. One of our customers approached us wanting a dining table for their new home, but they also wanted it to double as a ping pong table. That sounds like a pretty cool way to continue some family time beyond the dinner table, and we think it sure beats spending time sitting on the couch. We got to designing and rendering the build to experiment with some different looks, and this is what we settled on. We're starting with Andrew here, cutting rough lumber on the chop saw, getting these white oak pieces ready for milling. White oak is our wood of choice for this project because it's strong, durable, and it has that beautiful grain that we all love. As you can see, he's making precise cuts and stacking the wood neatly. These small pieces are prepped for the CNC machine. They are going to be part of a curved detail made from 2 pieces cut at a 45-degree miter. This detail adds a touch of elegance to the table, playing off a modern, contemporary design. It's over to the jointer to square up our pieces. We always recommend double checking your machine to make sure it's truly square. Then, to go through the planer to achieve the perfect thickness. It's a lengthy process, but we've sped things up for you. With our pieces milled, it's time to cut them to size on the table saw. We rip them down using our freshly jointed face along the fence. Once cut, we stack them to air out. When you remove a layer of wood from the face, the exposure can sometimes cause your pieces to shift or warp. Doing this now is an essential step for a strong, no-headache glue up later on. Let's jump to the CNC machine. Each piece of lumber runs through the program, creating the leg pieces. We cut them in a few passes using hold-down tabs to ensure that they don't budge while being cut. We simply clean up those tabs with the router after the fact. These leg pieces now need to be mitered. We're using a jig on the table saw to make those precise 45-degree cuts. This creates 2 halves that end up being glued together to make the corner. With our leg pieces ready, we lay them out and mark them for dominoes. Each piece gets 3 dominoes to help line everything up and add extra support. Here comes the fun part, gluing and clamping. We spread the wood glue, hammer the pieces together, and clamp them tightly. This ensures a solid, seamless connection. Back to milling. We need more pieces for the tabletop. They go through the jointer, planer, and are cut to size just like before. All laid out and ready to be glued, we use the domino machine to prepare the tabletop for glue up. These individual pieces are glued up in 2 parts, making it more manageable. If you try to do too many at once, you could end up with an uneven board or the glue drying before the proper clamp up. We're adding a walnut strip through the center of this table, 1/4-inch piece that adds a subtle contrast. This will also double as the center line for playing ping pong, since you have to serve to the opposite quarter of the table. It's cut down and milled to perfection from a spare walnut slab that we had in the shop. With our walnut strip ready, it's glue time again. You can see us spreading glue, inserting dominoes, and clamping the pieces together, a fairly straightforward process. This is one half of the table. Next, we'll do the other half. After all that, we cut large pieces of rough lumber for the table frame. They're milled and cut to size. Then labeled and dominoed for easy assembly. Connect the leg assemblies with our frame pieces, forming a sturdy rectangle. We use stretchers across the center for extra support on the tabletop. By now, both halves of the tabletop are ready for the final glue up. We line up that beautiful walnut detail in the center and clamp everything together. With everything dry, we move on to sanding, but just a couple passes to get rid of the rough edges and the remainder of the glue. We put down some tape and prepare to fill the voids with black epoxy. There are quite a few small holes and knots to fill in this table. Once the epoxy cured, we sanded it down smooth. We flipped the frame over onto the floor and laid the tabletop on top, ready to be flush trimmed to match the base perfectly. But we ran into an issue here. Even with our largest flush trim bit and biggest router, the end grain of the white oak caused too much chatter and tear out. Not wanting to risk damaging the tabletop, we decided to take a different approach. We opted to trace the profile and cut it by hand. A simple task of measure twice, cut once. Using our track saw, we carefully finessed it to size. With the edges now lining up perfectly, we used our router to trace the bottom edge of the tabletop and gave it a slight reveal, providing an aesthetic separation between the base and the tabletop. Next, we marked the frame and used the domino to create slots for our bolts. This was like playing on some monkey bars, bent over the frame, drilling all of the domino holes and climbing around the stretchers. After flipping the frame, we drilled with Forstner bits, ensuring our bolts would pass through the frame, grabbing the smaller slots from the domino cutter, and then fasten into threaded inserts on the tabletop. We used the holes in the frame to mark out where those inserts would go. We moved on to the tabletop underside again, drilling for the threaded inserts and installing them by hand with an Allen key. With all the hardware figured out and installed, we used the round over bit to soften the edges of the bolt holes, ensuring a clean and professional look. Now it's time for a test fit. We bolted together the top and bottom frame to make sure everything aligned perfectly. We needed to modify the clamping brackets for the ping pong net. The kit we ordered didn't have enough distance to clamp the table and the frame, so we had to get creative. We started by taking the original metal clamps and cutting off the lower section. Then we designed some wooden blocks that were CNC cut to fit inside and extend the mounts. We reused the bottom tabs by drilling it out and fastening it back together with threaded inserts. This design added a wood texture to the brackets, tying them in beautifully with the white oak table. We moved on to oiling the table with Rubio Monocoat Mist 5%. Using white pads, we rubbed it in, almost like exfoliating the wood, ensuring it had absorbed and had a good coat. We followed up with some rags and wiped it off, leaving it to dry. This final step brought out the natural beauty of the wood, giving it a stunning finish. Our table was now ready for delivery. We carefully set up the table, bringing the base in first, followed by the top. Our client's house was nearing the end of construction, and this table was destined for their basement. The mounting screws threaded in from the bottom, securing everything in place. Finally, we mounted the net to showcase its dual purpose. And there you have it, a beautiful dining table that doubles as a ping pong table. Thanks for joining us on this journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future projects. See you next time.